and welcome to the January 29th edition of Titan TV News. I'm Gina Blaskie.
And I'm Steve Santucci.
And here's this week's news.
The International Film Series, presented by Associate Professor of Political Science, Kathleen Montgomery, will be showing Kolya in the Beckman Auditorium on January 29th at 7 p.m. Kolya is a 1996 film out of the Czech Republic that centers around a Czech cellist who is forced to care for the son of a loveless first marriage. However, neither of them speak the same language, so difficulties ensue. The film received the Academy Award for the Best Foreign Language Film as well as a Golden Globe for the same category. So the film promises to be very enjoyable for all who attend.
From 8 to 9 p.m. on Friday, January the 30th, Joel Ward, magician extraordinaire, is bringing his skills to the Hanson Student Center. As he makes things appear and disappear, Joel Ward presents award-winning magic by combining classical magic with a contemporary touch. Joel's mind-boggling magical talent ranges from comical audience participation to interactive close-up magic and flashy Las Vegas-style illusions. The event is sponsored by the Office of Student Activities.
That sounds like a fun time.
Definitely.
You know, I almost became a magician.
Really? That's fascinating.
Actually, not really. No.
Oh,
I can't
come on.
Anyways, on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this week, IWU's own Aaron Woodstein's ambitious autobiographical play, Turn That Thing Around, will be showing in the Young Main Lounge. Woodstein raised funds for his project using the crowdfunding site Kickstarter. His experimental play explores themes of HIV testing, bipolar disorder, and bisexuality. Inspired by Woodstein's own cross-country trip 2 years ago, the story follows a college freshman, Jack, en route to his summer camp haven. During the trip, Jack experiences a manic episode spurred by the delayed results of an HIV test. With a non-linear narrative where the actors break the fourth wall, the play attempts to create the chaos of a mind undergoing such an episode. The production is intended for mature audiences. As Woodstein says, quote, "This play tries to raise awareness on bipolar disorder. My audience is primarily 16 to 25 years old, which is the age that bipolar disorder comes up," unquote. In order to visually demonstrate feelings of entrapment and ensuing chaos, Woodstein designed a glass box that can be shattered on stage and then reassembled for the next show. Funds from the Kickstarter campaign purchased the box and other props from New Rule FX, an effects and props company in the LA area. Classmates of Woodstein's involved in the production include Sean Grady, Liesl Jacobson, Blair Wright, George Fuentes, Paxton Johnson, Nolan Valdivia, Julie Jades, and Kang Vu. Friend Avi Kritzman, a theater major at College of Lake County, is also a cast member, and Iris Sloat is the director. Music major Luke McLaughlin has composed the music for the production. So there's 3 nights to see the event. We at Titan TV encourage all IWU students to go and see Turn That Thing Around. And the shows will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 8 p.m. And there's a matinee at Saturday, 2 o'clock. You can't make the rest. And I personally know some of those cast members. I know Liesl's in it. They've been working on this for a while.
Yeah, I heard a lot of hard work went into this.
Yeah, a lot of rehearsal time, and they went out to LA to get props. So, I mean, it's not your average everyday play. You should definitely check it out.
The 2014 film Mockingjay Part 1 will be shown at the Hanson Student Center on Saturday, January the 31st at 6 p.m. Mockingjay is the first part of the final installment of the Hunger Games trilogy based off the book series of the same name. The film was nominated for the Best Original Song, Lord's Yellow Flicker Beat at the 72nd Golden Globe Awards. Any fan of the Hunger Games series should definitely attend.
On Monday, February the 2nd at 7 p.m. in CNS C101, Bob Gillespie, who is coordinating the current recovery project for the IDNR, or Illinois Department of Natural Resources, will talk about the restoration efforts for the greater prairie chicken. The greater prairie chicken is an iconic bird of the tallgrass prairies that once covered much of Illinois. Their population in Illinois once numbered in the millions, but they are now found only in the Prairie Ridge State Natural Area. Over the past several years, their population had declined to about 60 birds. The IDNR, Illinois Natural History Survey, and the Audubon Society have embarked on a multi-year project to revitalize the Illinois prairie chicken population by translocating 300 birds from Kansas. The event is sponsored by the John Wesley Powell Audubon, IWU Environmental Studies Program, and IWU Biology Department.
The Hart Career Center is offering yet another program to help job and internship hunting students get ahead of the competition. This program is called Interviewing for Introverts and will be held on Tuesday, February the 3rd at 4 p.m. in the Welcome Center Auditorium. Interviewing is anxiety-provoking and stressful for most of us. Introverts find the situation even more challenging. As the Career Center says, don't change who you are, let's use your strengths and put your best foot forward in an interview.
An old favorite of students everywhere is returning. The Academic Skill Series is coming back to CNS E101 on Wednesday, February 4th at noon. The divisions of Academic and Student Affairs collaborate each semester to present the Academic Skill Series, a series of 10 programs to assist students in the development of and/or strengthening of academic skills needed to be successful at IWU. Students can pick a specific topic to join or attend all the sessions, plus there's free Papa John's pizza provided for lunch. What's not to like?
And now for some global news. President Obama spent 3 days this week in India celebrating their annual Republic Day parade, a parade in which they marched their military through New Delhi. This comes at a time when the U.S. and India have sealed a deal allowing U.S. firms to trade civilian nuclear technology with India. The two nations hope to soon increase the value of their annual trade from $100 billion to $500 billion in the coming years.
Also in some global news, King Abdullah, Saudi Arabia's leader, passed away last Friday from a lung infection after being king of Saudi Arabia for 10 years. World leaders gathered in Riyadh to pay their respects and meet Saudi Arabia's new king, King Salman. King Salman has pledged to keep the country's foreign and energy policies the way his former predecessor had them. And
now for some domestic news. A massive snowstorm rammed through the Northeast on Monday and left everywhere from Philadelphia to New York buried under up to 3 feet of snow. Wow. Yeah. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but this storm could smash records for the heaviest snowstorm in nearly every city it hits. Mayors in all the major cities have advised remaining indoors and taking all precautions against this extreme weather. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio said this storm will likely shut down New York for the next day or two and to avoid coming to the city if at all possible.
Well, hello there. Well, playing with my little lacrosse ball. I guess we should talk about sports. How about it? Haven't talked about it for a week. About that time. Well, the IWU men's basketball team will be taking on Carthage College this Saturday at 7 p.m. up in Kenosha, Wisconsin. The women's basketball team will also be playing Carthage up there in Kenosha, 5 p.m. In Wisconsin. So good luck for the men and women's basketball teams. Also, the men and women's track teams will be competing in the Titan Open this Saturday in the Shirk Center at 10 a.m. And finally, men and women's swimming and diving teams have a meet this Friday at 6:30 p.m. in the Shirk Center. So come check them out as they take on Lincoln College.
And now, Lisa Kazakakatu interviews Jake Thacker, the new Student Senate President.
Hi guys, I'm Lisa Kazakakatu and I'm here with sophomore pre-engineering major Jake Thacker, who is, for those of you who don't know, the current newly elected student body president. So welcome to Titan TV, Jake. So first of all, I just think it's interesting that you are not actually a poli-sci major as would be expected of student body president. And also, running for president is definitely something that takes a lot of courage and campaigning too. So what got you into Senate?
Well, starting in junior high, one of the things I was always interested in was student government. But growing up, I was a very, very shy kid, so I never really took the time to do it. But when I got to college, I figured, you know, what the heck, maybe it is time to try something new out. And when I ran for Student Senate my first semester, I got in. And that was a really, really great and exciting experience. But as time went on, I wanted to invest more time in Senate. I thought, you know, I like it so much, why not have, you know, a bigger role in the Senate? That's why I ran. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So what have been some of the recent reforms implemented by Senate to improve the IWU campus in the past couple of years or so?
Sure. Probably the most notable one would have to be Wi-Fi. As weird as that might sound, we didn't have Wi-Fi here for a very, very long time. I want to say maybe 2, 3, or 4 years ago, Wi-Fi was not available on our campus. And, you know, everyone was on Facebook. MySpace was a thing back in the day. And kids couldn't get on, you know, and connect. So they would have to resort to, you know, using cellular data on their phones or going to Starbucks or the library. But Senate, you know, saw the need for Wi-Fi to be on campus. You know, even the teachers needed it, the professors, faculty. So that was probably one of the most important changes I would say Senate brought. Another one would have to be Hanson Student Center, the building we're in right now, actually. It used to be an old athletic facility. This was actually where the athletics would take place. Where Tommy's is now, I believe that was even a swimming pool at one point. But Senate kind of saw the need that, we've got the Shirk Center now, why not transform this building into something cool? So, and a few years ago, summer of 2012, I want to say Senate brought up some funds and then they brought some changes.
All right, yeah, definitely those are all really useful changes, especially with the Wi-Fi. Like, that is something that we use daily.
Yeah.
And even this past year, Student Senate has brought big names like Nick Offerman, and in the past year is 303. So what are some current changes that you guys are working towards right now?
That's a very good question. I can't say we've got anything extremely concrete as of yet, because the thing that we're working towards this next year is increasing transparency and innovation within Senate. In the past, I don't want to say Senate's been stuffy or stuck up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They've been a very, very great body of students every year. But in the past, it's been more long-term changes. So something like Wi-Fi, it took a while for that to happen. Hanson, it took a while for all that money to be raised. What we're looking for are short-term and easily doable changes that we can do in this next year. So things like innovation. One of the cool events we've got coming up is our Senate meet and greet. So it's something that hasn't been done before.
And what is that?
Yeah, so what we're doing is, it's an ice cream social. It's called the Meet, Greet, and Eat. And the punny part of it...
Did you come up with that?
A little bit. The punny part about it is, because it's an ice cream social, we said, come chill with Senate. Punny, right?
Hilarious.
Terrible, I'm sorry. But anyway, the whole idea is, February 11th is the date for it. From 6 to 8 at Hanson, we invite the whole student body to come by and just have free ice cream and hang out with us. That's it. We're not asking them to bring ideas, concerns, anything, just show up. Actually, one of the things we might be putting out there, you mentioned events. We'll have massive pieces of paper or whiteboards where we'll say, what do you want to see on campus? And there we'll ask people, write down whatever the heck you want to see on campus. If you want to see Bart Simpson, we'll have it. Peter Griffin will have it. We'll figure out a way. And one of the cool things we're thinking of doing is, let's say we do bring Peter Griffin to campus, right? So then whoever wrote down that name will get a chance to meet him. So I think that'll be a cool way to give back to our students, but at the same time, give them an opportunity to give us what they want to see on campus.
And that's also like a more laid-back tone of Senate that Senate would be taking as well, by saying that you guys aren't far out of reach for the students and that they can meet you just by writing something on a white sheet of paper.
Yeah.
So, are there any other upcoming events that students should be aware of besides the ice cream meet, greet, and eat?
So that one's actually in February, as I said. The closest one to today, January 31st, our media commissioner is putting on a showing of the Hunger Games Mockingjay. Mm-hmm. So, fun fact, that movie, the one we're showing January 31st, isn't even coming out on DVD until March at some point. So it's kind of exclusive, it's kind of cool. So we'll have two showings. That's right, it's in Hanson. We'll have two showings at 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. So again, show up, hang out, and have a good time.
Cool. And so for those of you who want to be involved in Senate, but aren't exactly on the exec board, you can still go to the Student Senate meetings, which are held on Sundays, and click on the link in the description to figure out what the specific dates of those are. So thank you, Jake, so much for your time and for being with us at Titan TV. See you guys next time.
Titan TV will be airing the one-woman show called Relocation is a Euphemism this coming week starting on January the 30th. Senior theater student Elizabeth Albers discusses her experiences as a child who was continually moving around the country with her family. Albers attended 8 different schools at the time she reached high school and spent most of her early life moving around the country. The show is an entertaining romp through Albers' early life and her family relationships. The show will be airing on Titan TV's Channel 5.
All right, and that is all the time we have for this week's episode of Titan TV News. I'm Gina Blaskie.
And I'm Steve Santucci.
Go get 'em, Titans!
Bye.